Oh, yes. Now, I'm just going through that 2013 protection order that was issued for 2 years. Yes. Where you called me on the telephone. Oh, you sent mailing of the court notice that was undeliverable. Yes. And you put it in publication. Oh. Now, I don't have a copy of that court order. Okay. And I know that it expired 2 years after you issued it. On August 31st of 2013, isn't that right? Oh. But you reissued a protection order on June 1st of 2015 that happened to be uh, not within the 90 days as allowed by law. We did some calculations in another video that when you issue a court order, that the other court order isn't within the 90 days of expiration. Yes, it's an illegal document from the court. Now, you reissued this on June 1st of 2015. There was no attempt of service until June 12th of 2015. Oh, now when you did that, pooch, it was illegal because there is a requirement of law to have an attempt of personal service. You could have put not served. Yes. But I have a big concern that the petitioner did not want you to issue the court order because she did not acknowledge the court order that was issued on July 31st of 2015. Now, what would be the crime of having court hearings where the petitioner did not institute the court hearing? It would be a fraudulent court hearing because the court is a fraudulent court. Now, there is the requirement that any and all individuals that name themselves as a petitioner of the court have to acknowledge the court order because they are the named petitioner. Yes. Now, I'm almost certain that this is not her handwriting. Yes, yes, yes. That would mean that Heidi Budnick did not initiate, ask for a court hearing. Oh, now there are no laws in the United States. There's not a law anywhere in this nation that allows for a court to have a court hearing where the individual that is obligated to sign the court order as an acknowledgement of accepting and consenting to the court order, yes, is not the actual individual that motions the court. Now, there is no lawyer's WSB number. Yes, yes, yes. Now, there is no possible way that you could have legally issued this court order without the signature of the petitioner because the individual known as the petitioner happened to be the individual on page 1. Oh, the person on page 1 that should have motioned the court to have the court hearing, yes, is the person required by law to acknowledge the court order. Oh. Now, maybe you got confused in law enforcement. You cannot issue a court order unless the person named as the petitioner acknowledges it. That means you cannot get arrested for violating it. As I said, there is not a law anywhere in the United States that would allow for the petitioner, yes, to petition the court and then not petition. Here, I'll give you an example. Let's say there's this woman, okay, in Oklahoma. And she's sitting there watching television, folding clothing, and somebody decides to motion the court on her behalf with or without her knowledge. Yes. And she's like, well, I didn't want to have a court hearing. Do you understand how criminal it is to have court hearings where the individual named as the petitioner didn't want to have a court hearing? Now, I'm going to sue you for that. Having court hearings where the person named as the petitioner may or may not have known about the date and time of the actual court hearing. It's a different kind of lawsuit because you cannot arbitrarily, yes, regardless if they've had court hearings in the past, decide to have court hearings without the actual individual named as the petitioner motioning the court, asking the court to have the court hearing.